Good day, Mom. So for today's video, I just want to do a return demonstration that is all about sterile technique. So first, let us define what is sterile technique. So sterile technique is a method that is designed to maintain the sterility of sterile objects. It refers to carrying out a procedure under controlled condition in a manner that will minimize the chances of contamination. So, what is sterilization? It refers to the complete destruction of all living organisms, including bacterial spores and viruses. So sterile means free or the absence of all living organisms. So there are some methods of sterilization. The first one is a boiling water. And the second one is the steam. Then using under pressure called autoclaving. So there are some types of autoclaving. The first one is the downward displacement autoclave. In this method, air in the chamber is forced downward from the top of the chamber. Then the second one is the pre-vacuum high temperature autoclave. So this method is the most modern and economical to operate and requires the less time to sterilize a single load. So this process permits instant steam of penetration to all articles and through all cotton or linen dry goods. And the third method of sterilization is sporicidal chemicals, ethylene oxide gas, and the ultrasonic sterilization. So the first sterile technique is establishing and maintaining a sterile field. So the purpose of this is to ensure that sterile items remain sterile. So for the materials or equipments are the following. The first one is package containing sterile drape. 2 is sterile equipment as needed. So for the procedure, the first one is the assessment. Review the client's record or discuss with healthcare team member exactly what procedure will be performed that require a sterile field. 2. Ensure that the package is clean and dry. If moisture is noted on the inside of a plastic wrap package or at the outside of a cloth wrap package, it is considered contaminated and must be discarded. 3. Check the sterilization expiration dates on the package and look for any indication that it has been previously opened. Spots or stains on cloth or paper wrap object may indicate contamination and the object should not be used. 2. Ensure that the package is clean and dry. If moisture is noted on the inside of a plastic package or at the outside of a cloth wrap package, it is considered contaminated and must be discarded. 3. Check the sterilization expiration dates on the package and look for any indication that it has been previously opened. Spots or stains on cloth or paper wrap object may indicate contamination and the object should not be used. For the planning, prepare the materials and plan techniques to be used for the procedure. Then schedule the procedure at a time consistent with the physician's order. Then dine for the procedure and the client's other activities. Select clean work surface above the waist level. So for the next one, which is the surgical scrubbing, so the purpose of this is to remove resident and transient skin flora to a minimum. So thus preventing possibility of contamination of the operative wound. So there are some types of scrubs. The first one is the counted brush stroke method. So this method dictates a specified of stroke for each surface of the fingers, hands, and arms. So it ensures complete and thorough coverage of all areas no matter how rapidly you scrub. So the second one is the time method. With this method, you scrub each surface of the fingers, hands, and arms for a specified time. So using a prescribed anatomic pattern to ensure that no area is messed. Time scrubs ensures optimum contact with the flexing agent. So for the materials or equipment for this procedure, they are the nail file, the liquid antibacterial soap or detergent, the scrub sink, sterilized scrub brush, and the sterile hand towel. So for the procedure, the first one is the assessment. Assess the hands for visible soiling, breaks, or cuts in the skin and cuticles. So for the planning, prepare the materials and plan techniques to be used for the procedure. the first procedure that I'm going to demonstrate is all about surgical scrub. So since I don't have any faucet in our house, so I just use a water jug so that I could do this procedure. So first, you must prepare yourself and then put on the surgical attire on you, then remove all the watches, rings, and bracelets on your hands, and then also if you have a nail polish, you must remove it, and then perform the pre-wash, which is turn on the water and adjust its temperature, and then moisten hands and arms. Then after that, lather hands and arms for 1 minute. Then wash hands palm to palm, just do the hand washing, but not actually the proper hand washing, but just a pre-wash. Then rinse your hands into the water. Then after that, get this sponge and then also the scrub nails and scrub nails, fingers, hands, and wrists of left arm for 1.5 minutes. So just like what I'm doing right now, because scrub nails could clean your nails. And after that, you must lather the sponge and so that it could make a lather. And then after that, sponge your hands, palms, and then the back of the fingers, and four surfaces for each finger, thumb to fifth finger. Then over dorsal surface of hand, small finger to thumb. Then over the wrist of the arm in thirds, in length 2 inches above the elbow. Then at the back of your arm. Then repeat for right nails, fingers, hand, and wrist. Scrub from wrist 2 inches above elbow, spending 1 minute on each arm. So just like the things you did on your right hand, so you must also do it on your left hand. Then after that, you must drop the sponge. Then after you scrub your hands with the soap, so you must rinse hands and arms under running water, letting it run from the fingertips to the elbow, keeping hands above elbows. Keep your hands in front of you above the waist and not higher than the axilla, and move to location of sterile towels, maintaining the hands uppermost. So dry hands and arms. Though first you must pick up sterile towel. So if you don't have a sterile towel, you can use your surgical gown to dry your hands. You second have to dry second hand and arm. So for donning of sterile gown and gloves, the purpose of this is to enable the nurse to work close to sterile field and handle sterile objects freely, and to protect clients from becoming contaminated with microorganisms of the nurse's hands, arms, and clothing. So for the materials or equipments to be needed, there are sterile pack containing sterile gown and the sterile gloves. For the procedure, the first one is the assessment. So check the client record and ask about latex allergies. And for the planning, prepare the materials and plant techniques to be used for the procedure. And put on the protective cup, surgical mask, and foot covers. Then open the package of sterile gloves, remove the outer wrap from the sterile gloves, and leave the gloves in their inner sterile wrap on the sterile field. So in patting the sterile gown, grasp the sterile gown by the neck edge, hold it away from you facing the sterile field, hold gown by inside top neckline and allow it to unfold without touching anything including the uniform. Then position gown so that you are facing the back opening, then pat the hands inside the shoulders of the gown and work the arms part into the sleeves without touching the outside of the gown. So let the other nurse to tie your back. So if donning sterile gloves using the closed method, work the hands down the sleeves only to the proximal edge of the cuffs. So we're done in the procedure of a donning gown. So while waiting for the doctor, you can put your two hands on the pouch of the gown over your chest. So next, let's do a close gloving. So first, we must open the sterile glove wrapper while the hands are still covered by the sleeves. So with the dominant hand, pick up the opposite glove with the thumb and index fingers handling it through the sleeve. So you just drop the gloves on the sterile area. Then lay the glove on the opposite gown cuff, thumb side down with the glove opening pointing toward the fingers. Then position the dominant hand palm upward inside the sleeve. Then use the non-dominant hand to grasp the cuff of the glove through the gown cuff and firmly anchor it. So, with the dominant hand working through its sleeve, grasp the upper side of the glove's cuff and stretch it over the cuff of the gown. Then pull the sleeve up to draw the cuff over the wrist as you extend the fingers of the non-dominant hand into glove's fingers. So, place the fingers of the glove hand under the cuff of the remaining glove. Then, place the glove over the cuff of the second sleeve. Extend the fingers into the glove as you pull the glove over the cuff. So this is now the close gloving. So let's now do a open gloving. So first, pat the first gloves on the dominant hand. So if the gloves are packed lie side by side, grasp the glove for the dominant hand by its folded cuff edge with the thumb and fist finger of the non-dominant hand. Then touch only the inside of the cuff so that you will not be contaminated. Or if the gloves are packed one top on top of the other, grasp the cuff of the top glove as above using the opposite hand. Then pat the second glove on the non-dominant hand, pick up the other glove with the sterile glove hand, inserting the glove fingers under the cuff and holding the glove thumb close to the glove palm. So pull on the second glove carefully, then hold the thumb of the glove first hand as far as possible from the palm. Then adjust each glove so that it fits smoothly and carefully pull the cuffs up by the sliding fingers under the cuffs. So we're done with an open gloving. So in removing the gun, you must remove gun by turning the inside out. Then dispose it properly. Remove and dispose a used gloves using the left hand. Pinch the right glove near the top. Avoid allowing the glove's outer surface to buckle inward against the wrist. Then insert the first two fingers of the ungloved right hand under the edge of the left glove. Avoid touching the glove's outer surface or folding it against the left wrist. Then dispose the gloves properly. So for the evaluation, you must evaluate if sterility has been maintained, and for documentation, you must document that the sterile technique was used in the performance of the procedure. So that's all for my return demonstration about sterile technique.